what's really going on in the real estate market? We're going to talk about that right now. Real estate market in Toronto, despite what mainstream media is saying, the average home prices have been going up on a year-to-year basis. Okay. And it's also outperformed other market classes. So, like the stock markets, the crypto market, both of these markets have dropped significantly, right? So, the stock market, the NASDAQ composite specifically, it dropped by over 22%. And the crypto market dropped over 61%. Okay. For the city of Toronto, the home prices actually went up, okay, by 3.2% on average, okay, in the same time frame. Okay, it's very important to look at things on the same time frame. Okay, so overall, there are less sales that happens, right? So there are about 1,892 homes that were sold versus the year before, 3,003. Okay, in terms of active listings, there are more listings available. Okay, 5,135 versus 4,103. But despite this, and despite taking 4 additional days to sell, 23 versus 19, the average price has gone up. Okay, that's very interesting to note. Okay, now let's just dive into the home types, right? So in terms of detached homes in Toronto, there are 511 sales versus 694. Okay, that's more than a quarter of less transactions. In terms of active listings, there are more listings. Almost 50% more listings than the year before. So 1357 versus 905. Now, the average price when it comes to transactions, it did dip a little bit, 1.57%. So 1.648 million versus 1.674. Okay. Now the market has started to change again. It is slowly creeping up to a balanced market. Okay. The year before, August 2021, it was 1.3 versus 2.66. And the type of market specifically just means that how much inventory there is on the market. Okay. So right now, if, in the year, let's just say, the number is 1, right? So there's 100 homes available in August and 100 homes that sold. Okay. So the answer is 1. Okay. That's a balanced market. But, if there's more listings available than sold, then that means it's starting to shift towards the buyer's market. Okay. So once that number hits 5, it becomes a balanced market. But once it goes past 6, it becomes a buyer's market. Okay. So we're still well below, we're still a seller's market. Don't let anyone try to convince you otherwise. So in terms of semis, right, in Toronto, there are less sales, right? Just like the market, 159 versus 228. And there are more listings, 283 versus 162. Now, the market has, the average sold price has gone down by 7.18%. Okay. In August 2022, the average sold price was 1.127 versus 1.214 million. Okay. This is a pretty big decrease. Usually detaches go up faster and they also decrease faster. Okay. Now, in terms of the townhomes, it's the sales have dropped drastically, almost 70%, 61 transactions versus 201. In terms of active listings, it stayed relatively the same. Okay, 112 versus 114. I think it's dropping here, putting here. So the type of market, it's still a seller's market, and it's taking 3 additional days to, sell. Now, in terms of the condo townhome, there's 121 transactions versus 227. So there's about 46% decrease in transactions. And in terms of active listings, there are more available listings there are now versus the year before. Now, in terms of the average price, though, it still has gone up. Okay, condo townhouses in Toronto have gone up by 3.35%. The average price was 818,935 versus 792,385. Okay, now the market is shifting. Okay, from 2021 to 2022, from 1.21 to 2.89. Okay. And it is increasing. It is taking longer to sell a home in Toronto. Last but definitely not least, the number of sales decreased for condo apartments in Toronto from 1738 to 1028. Okay, that's a 40% drop, which is very important to know. Okay, in terms of active listings, there's more listings available. 2,981 versus 2,609. Now, the average price though has gone up, which is very interesting to note. Okay, usually when it's taking longer to sell, there's less sales, there's more inventory available, prices usually drop. But what we've seen so far is that that's not the case always. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm off to get married now, and very excited. If you have any tips on having a successful marriage, please let me know. Oh yeah, before I let you go too, the inflation rate is about 7.6%. Okay, that's based from the government. Things are getting more expensive. However, oil prices have been decreasing, and it is expected that the bank will be raising rates. Okay, again, so if you can't afford a home, if you can afford a home but you're not sure about your payments, make sure you talk to a mortgage specialist. If you don't have anyone, please let me know. Happy to help. But don't keep up with the Joneses, okay? So I want to make sure you're taken care of. You don't want to lose your home. It's not about keeping up with the Joneses. It's about being able to, you know, buy an asset, live in it comfortably, or rent it out if you're an investor. And, if you have any questions, please let me know and I'll be happy to help. Okay? Take care. Bye bye. Even harder. Damn, my boutonniere just fell off. I'm actually about to get married. So, gotta go.